Hello learners and welcome back to your own channel LIY English, Learn It Yourself. So learners, today we are going to learn quite an interesting poem written by the famous poet Walt Whitman, which is titled as The Animals. Before we move forward, learners, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for the latest notification. Now as usual, first we'll learn about our poet Walt Whitman. He was an American poet, essayist and a journalist. He is considered as one of the most influential poets in American history. His work broke the boundaries of poetic form as he wrote in free verse, without any rhymes. He is often labeled as the father of free verse. As the title suggests, the central theme of the poem revolves around the animals and their remarkable qualities. The poet draws the beautiful comparison between human beings and animals. He brings our attention to the admirable qualities that animals possess. Moreover, he believes that animals are way better than us humans, and he feels more at home with animals than humans. Now, why does he say so? We'll find that out in the poem. Now, let us read the poem line by line and try to understand in detail. Meanings of the difficult words you'll find below the screen. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied. Not one is demented with the mania of owning things. In the first line itself, the poet surprises us by making this bold statement that he thinks he can turn away from the complicated human world and start living with animals. Now, he gives the reason and justification in the following line, saying that these animals are so placid and self contained. They are so neutral and calm. They don't get easily excited or upset on small things, and like human beings, they are always contented with their own environment. Here, poet says that because of all these qualities, he admires them to the extent that he can just stand and look at them for a long time. The poet is so impressed with these animals that these animals do not complain or cry about their condition. They are quite simple and they follow the rule of the nature. They don't lie awake at night worrying about future or regretting about their past, their mistakes. They don't preach each other about their duties to God. And these traits, these qualities are universal among all animals. All the animals are alike. You will not find a single animal who is upset or dissatisfied. They are all contented. They don't have the mad greed that human beings have. The greed that drives human beings to own things. So we can clearly see now that the objective of the poet is not to simply compare human beings and animals or to just praise animals. Instead, the poet is bringing our attention to the weaknesses of human beings, the vices of human beings, especially in today's world, like greed, restlessness, ungratefulness, our complaining nature, all these things that we should think about. Now let's move forward. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? So the poet says that all these animals are equal. They all enjoy equal status. Because not one bows down or kneels down before the other animal as a mark of respect or high status. They don't even have a habit of worshipping their ancestors like us human beings do. There is no concept of respect in their society, so obviously there is no concept of insult too, which is a very good thing. Here respectable being respectable means to be too happy or satisfied, which means that basically all animals have the same kind of nature, which is very static. The poet says that how these animals are so non-materialistic and so pure. They show themselves as they are without any filter. They don't change their behavior. They have no concern at all to stand out among their own group. or to have a social status or social standing, something that we human beings constantly worry about, to have a social status. And these animals are free from such kind of worries. Now, the last few lines are quite deep with a very powerful message when poet says that they bring me tokens of myself. Here, token means values or these good qualities that poet had been talking about. Here, the poet feels that I see myself in them. These animals represent some of our virtues, some of our qualities that we human beings may have had in the past. The qualities of kindness, innocence, equality, contentment, all these things that may have been possessed by us human beings too in the past, but with the passage of time, with the increase in the desire and greed of human beings to hoard things, we may have lost all these qualities, the beautiful qualities still retained by these animals. So, this was the poem The Animals by Walt Whitman. He gives us a very important message that, sometimes we just get caught in the rat race, we just get lost in the worldliness that we don't even realize how we are losing ourselves, how we are losing our precious values. So, the poem attempts to wake us up to be self aware and learn from the animals. I hope learners you understood and enjoyed the poem with me. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, share among your friends and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.